All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the Heslop Tech Talk Live. Joel Heslop here with you, and brothers, why don't you introduce yourselves?
Cool.
Not it.
Not it. My name's Jeremy, owner of OmniTech Pro. We're an IT firm that does all kinds of cool things in tech, and we help businesses succeed. And I talk tech all the time with my brother, so we thought it'd be great to get together and do this. So let's do it.
Yeah.
Sweet. Hey, Joel, hey, I'm Josher14. I'm a YouTuber, and I love tech as well, and do a lot of gaming benchmarks for the Surface Pro 4 and Surface Book with Performance Base. And I also have plenty of gaming rigs and VR stuff and all that jazz. So,
Oh, yeah.
yes, the Elite PC Gaming Master Race.
Master Race, we're in. So what we wanted to do with this space, guys, we did a little intro video before, but we want to just have a time, maybe 20, 30 minutes or so, to get some tech talk for the week, what's happening, what's going on. Between the three of us, we have some good tech knowledge in different spaces. So one of the big things that's happening right now is CES. And if you don't know, that's consumer electronics. It's like the biggest time of the year for TVs and cameras and cell phones and all kinds of stuff. So we kind of wanted to get a little bit of a CES roundup to some ideas of things that have been happening. Jeremy and Josh, what are some things that you're seeing so far in the news here with some of these things?
Germs, you want to go first?
Sure. So some of the feedback that I've been seeing, it's like the land of the smart, right? So everything that is coming out is smart everything. So the one Mac Rumors link that I found, there's a smart hairbrush, smart
hairbrush,
really, a smart. You can't forget about the smart cane. That tells you how many steps you've caned today.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That can send out a distress call if you get hurt or something like that. Some of the things are really interesting. Some of them are really cool. But it's a little bit over the top, but that's what CS is all about, right? Is we find stuff that may stick, and maybe there's stuff that we laugh about today that's in everybody's homes 5 years from now.
Yeah, like 2010, I saw an update. It's like, compact cameras are the new thing. And it was like 40 new compact cameras are hitting the market at CES. And it's so cool. Like, that's the kind of the cutting edge, like things. I just saw a video. Razer announced a triple screen laptop. They're 4K, 17-inch, 3 screens. Out the side of the screens pop out 2 more screens, one on either end. So, if you need a triple 4K screen for your gaming laptop, Razer's got you covered, guys. Now, I can only imagine the zeros that are going to be attached to the bottom of
that. It's not a product. It's basically just a show off. I just saw. So? Yeah, Linus Tech Tips just did a video. He's like, leave me a comment if you're actually going to buy one, because he's like, it's not available.
It's never going to be available.
They're just showing it off.
Yeah, it's one of the projects.
Acer also put out a Predator 21-inch curved display laptop. That's $9,000.
Yeah, that is available. I saw that.
Oh, yeah. It's like this thick. It's like thicker than a Bible. It's so crazy.
Yeah, that seems pretty intense.
So yeah, I think they both have dual 1080s, like full on desktop, GTX 1080s. So it's like crazy.
Well, I mean, Razer did their most recent, is it the Razer Book? I don't know which one it is, but their newest one, the 17-inch, did have a 1080 into it.
Oh yeah, just one. Yeah,
and it has water cooling and a fan. So that one actually, that's viable. It's still like, I think $4,000 or $5,000, but it's not crazy for what it is. The i7 and all the space and everything it is. So that one seems a little more viable. But man, there's a lot of phones that have been announced. What about BlackBerry coming back with a fire with an unannounced no-name phone? Did you guys see a video of that or a picture of that? It looks good.
Let me look at it here.
Is it Android-based?
It's Android-based. It looks a lot like the Priv, but instead of a sliding keyboard at the bottom, it just has a full QWERTY keyboard at the bottom. And,
it's called the Mercury.
Yeah, that's the code name. It doesn't have an actual name yet,
Ooh.
but they're like Product Mercury. So
Hey, it's
hey, it looks solid. Mr. Mobile and a few others, a bunch of other people have done videos on it, but they're really focusing on like the corporate end and business and the security of BlackBerry and stuff like that. It has a built-in fingerprint scanner on the space bar, which is pretty cool. But they haven't said what processors in it, what camera, what RAM. They haven't said any specs to it. They just handed phones to people and were like, do a video on this.
well, IndianaExpress.com says it's expected to feature a 4.5-inch display and be powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 625. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, exactly.
So Huawei's got some new phones. Asus has a 2-camera zoom, the Zenfone 3 zoom, that looks pretty promising. Dual camera, has a 5,000 milliamp battery, so that's crazy. It has 2 lenses, and they're completely flat on the back, which is really cool. It has AR built into it, augmented reality. So crazy. Oh no, they have 2 different phones. One is the Zoom, and then one's the AR. So the AR one obviously has the AR on it, and the Zoom just has 2 cameras for zoom lens. But it's flat across the back. It looks fairly sleek and looks like a solid build. So that looks like one to check out. But
I just if they can use something else other than Zenfone, I mean,
yeah, it's not, to me, that's not really like exciting and making me want to go buy a phone. But it's what they do. So
yeah, it is.
But something I was super excited about is a pipe dream. Not really something I'm going to do right now, but the Panasonic announced the GH5 and some information about that. I currently, and so does Josher, use the Panasonic Lumix G7, and this is kind of a more budget-friendly version of the GH4, which was already great camera. They made it a little cheaper body and a couple things, but the same sensor to make the G7, so it's 4K ready. But this GH5 has no crop factor on the 4K settings because it's a higher resolution with the shots. So we have a video. We can play the first little bit of it, and then we're going to talk a little bit about that. So let's jump into that video and see. So this is Griffin. He does some great stuff with the GH5 and GH4. Ooh, look at that logo. Looking good. Short documentary.
Crispy.
Yeah, so let's jump forward a little bit here. So look, it's a little bit taller and heavier, and then it is a little thinner though. But some things that stand out to me are it doesn't have a flash, full HDMI out, and dual SD cards, which is pretty crazy. So let's jump forward here. And the craziest thing here, let me get to it, has optical image stabilization built into it, which is bonkers to me because that's something that was really needed. And then the other crazy thing here, we'll jump a little more forward, is the crop factor on it. So it has a full 4608 by 3456 sensor, actually 5184 by 3888. So you don't need a crop factor for the 4K. So that's really going to help with the Micro Four Thirds setup. So I'm really thinking that this is going to be a winner and really can play for the game against Sony in their A7R2 and A7S2. I feel like this is going to be something that's going to really be compatible. Also, I'm having people say that they didn't have the video on their screen. That's unfortunate. But at least they got to hear us talk about it.
Only $2,000 for just the body right now. So
yeah, well, that's cheaper than what the GH4 was when it started. So
okay,
so that's that price point for optical image stabilization in the body, that 4K sensor that's not a crap factor, a full HDMI out, dual SD cards. It really has a lot to offer compared to the old GH4.
It does 4K at 60 frames a second.
Yes.
And 180 frames a second at 1080. So you can do some sweet slow-mo.
Yeah, your slow-mo's good. Your slow-mo game's going to be upped for sure. Yeah, so it really is something that's going to be awesome. Someone just asked, what should I buy, the LG V20 or the OnePlus 3? That really kind of depends, the OnePlus 3T. OnePlus 3T is really, really awesome at the price point because that's closer to the $400 range, whereas if you buy a V20 off contract, you're looking for like $700 to $800. So that it's kind of up to you on if you can get the V20 on contract and save some money, like I got mine for like $300, then I would say go with the V20. But if you're just getting it off contract and you're wanting to save some money, 3T is a very, very solid device. It's only GSM though, so I couldn't use it on Sprint, so I wouldn't get one anyway. But 3T ticks a lot of boxes with a great camera, solid interface, good update system, and just a fast device overall. So good stuff there. You would have no problems getting the 3T or the V20. Both will be great devices for you.
Android Authority actually listed the 3T as their best phone of 2016. So
wow, that's good. Yeah, for cost to value, it's a huge winner overall. It's considered the best budget phone of 2016, but it's still $400 some. But you got to see what you say budget. I think a $200 phone is more of a budget range, but for a flagship, it's a budget range. So cool. Yeah, there's some great stuff coming out of CES, and we'll keep continuing to talk about that on other ones as we get some more information and new things coming out. But the TVs are getting thinner. They're getting higher resolution and HDR. Phones are getting faster and better setups, and laptops are apparently getting 9 displays and 7 1080s. And no, but it's pretty cool. Well, cool. Moving on here. We wanted to talk a little bit about a couple things that we've been involved with. Jeremy, you recently got a smart device. Tell me a little bit about your experience with the Apple Watch Series 2.
Yeah, so I've been waiting. I always wait for Apple's second renditions of any of their products, from iPhones to iPods to Macs, to the Apple Watch. So I wanted to wait till their Series whatever. I didn't know it was going to be called Series 2 at the time, but the version 2 of the smartwatch to come out. And when they came down in price a little bit with the refurbs, I snagged one before the holidays came up. And so far, I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, it's got me off my butt by bugging me to work out. So I've been doing 7-minute workouts for the past week and a half. So that's good. It has some annoying things like, who cares if you need to breathe for 10 seconds to a minute, multiple times a day.
It's like, come on, dude, do it.
Right. But it's put my Pokemon Go game on point. I wouldn't be where I'm at. I've got from 0 to level 14 since the 25th of December. So,
when Jeremy was in last weekend, I had to show him the further intricacies of Pokemon Go and how to become the very best, like no one ever was.
Schooled me on my Go game. Otherwise, I've been using it as stock. I haven't gotten extra case protectors, any other things, just to get the stock feel of it. For what it is, smartwatch, it does what I need, so I'm staying active because of it. Getting my steps in, tells the time.
Do you even get the ceramic model?
No, it's the I got the sport model, aluminum, because I didn't want to necessarily shell out the $500-600 for stainless steel with the ceramic or the not the ceramic. What's the front of those things?
Sapphire
front, which is a little bit more robust. But then they say that the the stainless steel scratches more than the aluminum does. So it's kind of a, well, you get the INX screen on the aluminum that's not as hard and scratches more, or you get the sides of it scratching. So for what it is right now, I'm not necessarily going to keep a ceramic, $1,500 watch for, for hundreds of years. I'm probably going to upgrade to the next one, in the next year or 2 years, when the version 5 or whatever comes out. So I didn't want to push out a whole bunch of coin right now. But
so you're saying that the people that bought the Apple Watch Edition $10,000 gold watch are happy with their investment right now, right?
Yeah. And I was talking to somebody the other day that has a first version Apple Watch, not even Series 1. So, version 1. And it's not compelling enough really to jump up even from that if you're not taking advantage of the stuff like the waterproof and the GPS. If you're using it for a watch, you're using it for some working out, for steps and doing some basic things, it still hasn't, there's only certain use cases for needing the GPS and the waterproof. So.
Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, that's one of the things that was for me when Apple Watch first did all the promos and things for the Apple Watch. I was like, I don't need to call an Uber from my watch. I don't need to have a calculator. I don't need all the extra apps on there were nice to have, but I feel like they're trying to do too much. And a lot of those apps were slow to load and were clunky, and I could open up my phone and open them in 2 seconds. What I wanted to do is integrate notifications well, waterproof GPS, just add to the experience of my phone and add to my mobile experience. But to me, all the extra bells and whistles are crazy. So that's why Pebble was so nice, just do notifications well and things like that. But rest in peace, Pebble. We'll miss you. You had a good run. I guess you could pick up a Pebble watch cheaper now, but how long will it be, supported? Who knows?
Did you see the Casio's smart outdoor watch WSD-F10? Oh, that's a nice ring to it.
It does. It's my neck beard all in a tizzy.
It has Android Wear. It's a circular watch. It looks kind of like a G-Shock.
Yeah.
And it has GPS support with offline maps. So
okay, yeah. So that, I guess that's to the adventure squad and people that are really trying to do that. Nixon watches, they're kind of like a more, not a luxury end, but a slightly better than average watch. And they have $300 watches, whatever. And but they made a smart watch that was really they did one that was really based for snowboarding, skiing, outdoor hiking, waterproof, etc. That will track how fast you're going when you're skiing down a slope. That'll keep track of your laps and stuff like that. So similar to the Casio, it's kind of the same game. The outdoor extreme adventure crowd is what they're trying to reach with that. Not something that I would really take out as my first choice of watch, but I mean, if one of those companies sent me one, I would check it out.
It's only $500 and it releases on April 21st. So
okay.
Super cheap. No.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of waiting till the Android Wear 3.0 type of watches come out.
They're not going to do it. They've already said that they're probably not going to release a 3.0. So
that's unfortunate. Are they just killing the Android Wear then, or is that?
I mean, there's not been much momentum with this year as far as that kind of stuff. So it's crazy.
Yeah. So that's so true. With Android Wear, and Apple Watch is seeing some gains just because it's Apple and people want to have accessories with their phone. But with Android Wear, I mean, Motorola came out. They're not making a third Moto 360. A couple other companies, Asus is scaling back. A couple other companies are scaling back, and I guess Google and Android Wear have seen this and been like, you know what, we'll see this direction. I personally think Android Wear is solid with its swiping and gestures, but you know what? Who knows? We'll see kind of where it goes with that. I hope they continue it and continue to get some updates, but who knows with this generation of new wearables. So kind of with that, like wearable tech, where's that going? Jeremy, you're talking about smart hairbrush, cane. Where do you see kind of the next iteration of wearables going? If the watches aren't really taken off, is VR the more, if they're making more portable VR systems, is that more augmented reality where you can kind of have a system that is, augmenting your reality? I saw Sean Duras post a video of snowboarding goggles that showed his time. They recorded, they showed laps, but unfortunately, he said the goggles kind of sucked. The video was really bad. It was like 720p, and it sounded like he was in a trash can and also like screaming into a small can at the same time. It sounded really bad. It was worse than like a GoPro underwater. It was bad. So yeah, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see kind of how it goes for the future. What do you guys think is kind of the next movement in wearables? Do you see anything specific hitting off and trending?
I mean, there's only so much they can do. I mean, they've already.
Yeah.
I mean, Google Glass 2.0. I mean, what are they going to do? I don't know.
Yeah, they're still quietly developing stuff for Google Glass, but they're not making a big hubbub about it. I don't know if they're going to release anything anytime soon with Google Glass, but I think it's one of the things they're trying to put minimal money into it and maximum, research and seeing what's possible.
Yeah, did they even disband the Glass group?
No, I don't think so. I think they're still like they made it smaller. So I don't think they're disbanded, but I'm not sure what their plans are for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot new, like Joshua was saying. I mean, you have things like rings, fitness rings and stuff. I think it's going to get more refined. You'll have the harebrained ideas of smart toothbrushes and hairbrushes and stuff that'll try to be on the fringes, but nothing that's going to take off. I don't think crazy. I mean, you have everything now from smart insoles, so you put them in your shoes and it'll tell you your gait and pressure profiles and help you to walk or run better. There's going to be stuff that augments like that, but nothing that's going to hit super mainstream that's already there. Not that I can see.
Well, once the Surface Pro 5 comes out, it's just going to explode.
Yeah, Josh, tell me, when is the rumors for the Surface Pro 5 supposed to come out?
So Q1, which they're probably saying by March.
Okay.
And the rumors are, hey, it could have Thunderbolt 3. So
nice.
USB
get all
type,
your 4K displays running strong.
USB Type C and maybe a 4K display. So,
okay.
I mean, which isn't too far off. They're already at like
2.5 or something, right?
Yeah, it's already like 2.5K anyways. So, and the Surface Book is 3000 by 2000, so that's even closer. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, obviously they're being really tight-lipped because they want to keep selling Surface Pro 4s and Surface Books, but
yeah, correct. Yeah, it's because it's still got a great shelf life. I mean, you and I did videos on is it still worth it now, and people are still buying up the Surface Pro 4, and it's still doing well. And for pixel pushing, I mean, like you guys know this, I'm using a 1080p display, and it's great. 4K is a great thing, and it's awesome, but for the general consumer, it's still not. In 2K displays aren't still not the norm. 1080p is still the norm. So
it's just so much more expensive to make those displays, and for the content creators that are pushing that content out, that's just not enough. I mean, you look on Netflix, there's like 5 shows that are in 4K. So
Breaking Bad is what people keep coming back to.
I know.
If you see Breaking Bad in 4K
or Narco. So, it's just, stuff like that is great. It's awesome. Like once I get a 4K TV and 4K displays, I'm going to be watching all that stuff again on that. But at the same time, it's like, they need to get on their game, and if they really want this to take off, they need to start pushing it more. So
Yeah, like my father-in-law got a 4K TV for Christmas, and he was like, "Well, what can I watch in 4K?" And because he has Xfinity cable, and so the only HD channels are in 1080p and 720, and that's what he's going to watch 90% of the time. And I was like, "Well, you have the YouTube app on there, you can watch some stuff, but most of the only things that are on the YouTube app in 4K are like tech channels, so he's not going to watch that. I mean." So for him, it doesn't really need. He needed a new upgrade anyway, and they got a really good deal on a 4K display, so that makes sense. But for most people, 4K, if you can get it in a great deal, and that's what you want to get, future-proof a little bit, then that's awesome. But I'm waiting on 8K displays. I'm just kidding.
That upscaling is just so amazing.
Yeah.
Like
well, I switched over all my videos now to 4K, and I haven't had anybody say, "Oh my gosh, 4K! So happy you switched." But I've had a few people say, "Oh, I noticed," and I had a couple people say, "When are you going to switch to 4K?" When I was in 1080p. But for the most part, people are just going to look at my content. Does it sound good? Does it look decent? And what type of content are we putting out? So, we're more concerned about it than the normal person, but that's what's up. So,
well, there's a lot of us tech enthusiasts, so
yeah, that's what pushes the industry.
Yeah,
for sure.
It will do well. It's just a matter of, come on, guys, make it happen sooner.
Yeah, for sure. So a little bit of LG V30 rumors. People have been asking me about that. It's really early to tell. A couple things I know that they're going to stick with the dual camera. I've already seen some leaks of the new LG G6 of the renders, and that had a dual camera, and that is not modular from what it looks like, and that is going to be sleek. It'll look similar to the V20 in a lot of ways. So the V30 is probably going to have the same dual camera. I'm hoping they keep that quad DAC. A dream of mine would be to have dual front-facing speakers on that. If it had that, that would be like my most possible recommended phone ever. And if they took that camera glass design on the back and made it more durable, because that still terrifies me a little bit about how easy that could break. But yeah, we'll see with the V30. I don't think they're going to do a 4K display, but LG was one of the first to do a 2K display on the G3, and that was really helped push the industry forward with 2K displays on phones. People are like, no, it's not necessary, and then they saw the G3, they're like, this looks really good. I can zoom in on textures and pictures, and it'd be crystal clear. So I don't think 4K is really necessary on a phone, but it's going to happen, and it already has. So we'll see. Maybe the V30 will be one of the first ones to push that out next generation. Probably sometime, September, October of this year now. It'll be a bit because it just came out in September of this past year. So we'll see.
What about that Snapdragon 835, man?
Yeah, they're testing and showing things for that. Snapdragon and Qualcomm, they're just doing great. They're killing the game and really pushing mobile industry forward. So I'm definitely thinking that they're just going to keep continuing to push it. But we'll see. Oh, someone said, do more Pokemon video games and they'll unsub trainer tips. Yeah. We got to do some more videos on my gaming channel with Pokemon Go for sure. Maybe we'll do a collab video with Jeremy, and he'll show some Apple Watch tips on how to do that. Would be cool if Android Wear was connected, but it's not. They showed no love for that. Well, cool, guys. What do you guys think of the Nintendo Switch? I am thoroughly excited for that. What are some things you've seen about that?
Well, I've seen Jimmy Fallon go total
bananas.
He went bonkers. I love
that. I would have if I was on stage doing that, right then playing it for the first time.
Yeah, with the president of the U.S.
Nintendo. Oh, that and the creator of
Mario in the crowd. He's like, "Good job, Jimmy. Good job."
Whatever his name is. Yeah, it was. I'd be flipping out too.
For sure. Well, and that's it. I mean, Jimmy's around the age when Nintendo got big when he was young, and so that's like everything. And being able to play Zelda for like one of the first people to play it really in hand on the Switch, that's awesome. And Breath of the Wild looks incredible, and if they can make it, it looks super smooth frame rate in handheld, and if they can do things like that in Skyrim and a few other titles and get Ubisoft and EA and some of the big developers working with the Switch and really making some solid development on that, man, that's going to be a killer device.
I just looked. Polygon has an article about they're having a Treehouse Live in-depth look at upcoming games on the Nintendo Switch on the 13th of January. So next Friday.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that. That looks great. And the Tegra 2 that's going to be coming out, that's what it apparently is going to have in it. So Tegra 1 was a mobile chip that NVIDIA used in their Shield tablet and a few other things, and really crushed it. Did really well for what it was in games, and you could remote Steam games on the tablet and it work and stuff like that. But the Tegra 2 is what is apparently supposed to be in this Switch, and they're working really, really closely with Nintendo to kind of work on this for the Switch. So I'm excited to see what the Tegra 2's got to offer and what that'll look like. If they have the mobile gaming that is strong, and then when you dock it, it's even better. This seems like it's going to be an incredible thing. The only thing I'm worried about is that they have their hands on a little too much, and that they hurt their 3DS sales. And then the Wii U is obviously not going to be selling much anymore at all. It's not really anyway now, but we'll see how they kind of deal with that mobile versus actual desktop console. So I'm excited for it either way. I'm looking forward to get it, especially if they keep it in that $300 or below price point to start. I think it'll do very, very well.
Definitely.
Well, cool. Josh, this next one's a little bit more in your realm, but what's all this hubbub about the Kaby Lake versus Sky Lake? And there's like showing that it's really barely any better than the Sky Lake. What's that all about?
Yeah, so they released the 7th generation Kaby Lake CPU for desktops. So they've got the 7700K and the 7600K, and they've already done a bunch of benchmarks. And it's basically like if you have a 6600K and you're looking to get a 6700K, skip it. And if you have a 6700K, skip it for the 7700K, because the clock speeds are only like 300 megahertz more. But your integrated graphics are amazing now. So,
but who uses integrated graphics at this point? You know what I mean? Like
Surface Pro.
Yeah, so that'll be good. I mean, like the next Surface Pro 5, if they have one of these chips in there, that could be really great.
For mobile, it's going to be a big draw. So we'll see what the tablet
gamers are disappointed. The thing that is nice about this, though, is that Skylake processors are going to drop in price soon. So if you're
a little bit,
well, yeah, I mean, but it should drop, at least a decent bit. So if you're looking to pick a 6600 or 6700 up, this, within the next couple of months could be your time to shine to upgrade your system. Who knows? But that's what I kind of look at it like. Well, dang, this doesn't do that great, but at least the older generations get a help with the price. But we'll see about that.
Yeah, so it's coming around the same prices, where the 7700K is going to be like $350, and the 7600 is going to be $250, and then they're coming out with a dual core that's going to replace the anniversary edition, the i3.
Okay.
It's the 7350K. That is a 4.2 gigahertz dual core, but it has hyper threading, so acts like a quad core, but it doesn't have turbo boost. So So that'll be interesting for those budget guys, and I think that's like 130 or 140.
Yeah.
So they're talking about this Optane Ready, which is kind of like an in between RAM that can like help cache stuff in their yeah, that's kind of weird. And then they're also saying, which is a real bummer, that if you want to stream 4K on Windows 10, you're going to need to use Edge. I'm like, there's got to be some. They're probably just speaking out of their butts right now, because that's
I
just.
hope not. They really want to push Edge.
I know, right? I mean, as far as testing goes on the Surface devices, Edge does do better for battery life because they optimized it for that.
Yeah, just like Safari on a Mac.
Exactly. But, it's one of those things where I still use Chrome a lot because it's got all the plugins and it syncs really well with everything. And so, and some stuff just looks janky on Edge anyways. So, because everybody's optimizing their sites for Chrome.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Speaking of optimizing chipsets, NVIDIA dropped their officially GTX 1050, a budget graphics card. I think that'll hit a sweet spot for a lot of people and really be able to make some budget builds. Like I saw a thing here, Dell put a 1050 in an $800 gaming laptop. So that, I mean, something like that would be super awesome for someone in college or, well, anybody really. But, an $800 gaming laptop with the 1050, you might have to run some of the games on medium or high instead of very high, but it's like $100 to $150 card that's going to do quite well. It looks like there's a 2 gig model and then a 4 gig model as well, clocked higher. So, you just see Hobbs run out of the corner there. She was sleeping on the chair over there. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm glad they did a budget version, and I think that will hit more of the market. So we'll see. I think that would be good for normal people trying to get into gaming. 1060, the 2 gig version was already fairly cheap, but
3 gig.
3 gig version, yeah. But then this is the 2 gig and 4 gig for the 1050. So we'll see. Yeah, they have it. It's also in some of their, Dell also put it in some of their all-in-ones. They put in an XPS 15 laptop as well. So that's sweet. If you're trying to get like a production laptop, that's a really solid like pro type laptop, the 1050 is going to be great. It's going to be better than what's in the new MacBook Pros for sure. So interesting. Yeah, that just came out like within the last 20 hours or something that they released information about that. They had been talking about it, but it's official now. So, yeah.
And I think finally we had the AMD Ryzen to talk about.
Yeah.
So
I don't really know anything about this. It's just that the Ryzen, they're talking about the idea that this might be AMD's year to step it up and potentially rival like a Skylake or type of chipset. So I don't know. When is there any official dates when that stuff's supposed to come out, or is it still rumors at this point?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like by the end of the year kind of thing. So let's see. I mean, all we can do is wait, honestly. But they have an 8-core Ryzen chip that outperformed the 6-core i7 6800K, but was outpaced by the 8-core 6900K, because those are the enthusiast X99 motherboard, 6-core and 8-core. You have to really plump down some real money for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
When I think the 6800K, let me see how much that is. So,
yeah, I'm seeing a bunch of links here about them putting them into different motherboards and testing stuff out. So we'll see where it goes with that. It seems very promising. like I said, this could be a time that AMD finally takes back some of the marketplace because, man, Intel's just been running it the last couple years here.
And really what they're going to have to do is game up their back end as far as like their software updates too as well, because that's, you know, they're going to have to basically show, hey, this is running like butter, and hopefully they'll do the work to improve that. So, but I'm all for getting things at more affordable prices, and I want to, if they come out with a compelling graphics chip as well, that because FreeSync monitors are way cheaper than G-Sync, so it's like, hey, do you want to spend an extra $250 just to get G-Sync? And like, nope.
Yeah,
but
no, and this will, I mean, any more people in the market is going to help push down prices and make Intel work harder, and then other graphics companies are going to optimize with other sets more. Because, you know, Intel and NVIDIA have been, you know, their optimizations together are stronger and stuff like that. So we'll see. It could be, I think this is always a good thing. More competition always helps push forward, you know, progress here. So I think it'll be good overall. And we'll see over the next couple months how that progresses with the two kind of battling back and forth.
Totally.
Yeah, well, cool. Do you guys have any final thoughts, any things that are on your mind that you just had to say to the group?
Well, I'm super pumped about this next year and what it holds for the YouTube channels, collaborations, and all that kind of stuff. Going to do some VR stuff with the HTC Vive and see if the new Surface Book with Performance Base here can handle some light VR titles. So look for some videos on my channel, Joshua14, for that. And yeah, super pumped to get more of these regular Tech Talk videos out there, and hopefully the response we get from our channel communities is good. Yeah,
so we're looking to do this probably once a week, or if schedules conflict, maybe every other week. But if Thursdays at this time or around this time would be good, let us know. We'd like to kick this more often, get some more interaction with you guys, get connected. The links for both Joshua14's YouTube channel and Jeremy's OmniTech Pro channel, as well as his website, are down below in the description. Also, Jeremy, can you post the link real quick to your giveaway? Yeah, you just wrote that. I was thinking if you post the link to that giveaway in the chat, I'll put that in the video description. Jeremy is giving away a few books. Actually, Jeremy, you want to talk about that real quick?
Sure. So we're giving away 10 traction books. It's a great book for business owners or entrepreneurs, or even if somebody's in a business that wants to help the business succeed. It goes over 6 different essential areas, how to make it better.
Oh, it doesn't let you put it in
you have a chance. It doesn't, so Joel's going to have to do it.
I'm doing it right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But if you sign up to our giveaway page, you'll have 1 in 10, or well, there's 10 books, but you'll have a chance to win one of the 10 books.
Yeah.
And it's there.
Yeah, I just added that with all Jeremy's information below. I added the link for winning the competition to get winning the giveaway, I should say, to get one of those books. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're a small business owner, if you're just thinking about some business leadership type stuff for the future, this will be a great way to help propel you to that. And if you want to check out his website, there's a lot of great stuff on marketing and some IT potentials on how to make your business the best it possibly can be. So check out the links down below. Joshua and I are going to try to do some streams together if it's possible. I don't know if we can do that. I would love to try to get some game footage together. I have a second channel that I made for gaming and stuff. I have the link down below for that. So if you're looking at some gaming channels, some Surface Pro 4 and Surface Book, check out Joshua. And I got some Overwatch and League of Legends and some other games I'm going to be trying out on my channel as well. But guys, this has been fun. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your guys' support. Check out some of those links down below, and we will see you guys next week. Farewell, friends.
Tech Talk, it's party time. Excellent.
Keep it classy.